Footy's back. Ba-dun, ba-ba, ba-dun, ba-da-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. Welcome to Footy Unfilterated. Round 2 is almost here. I'm your host, James Clements. With me over there on that screen, he's our man in Amsterdam. Actually, that's our mate Gaz, who band you just heard at the start of this. It is St Patrick's Day today, so I'm opening a tin just in honour of that. There we go. There you go. Bang. He's unfortunately...
To be sure.
He was actually in Amsterdam this week, so not playing a show with his Celtic punk band. The only guaranteed show they have all year. And he's just like, I'm out of the country. Good job, idiot. Anyway,
nice one, Gaz.
It is everyone's favourite Essendon fan. I mean, that's, again, it's not saying too much right now. It's a low bar. It's Jez. Jez, what's cracking?
Am I the favourite fan because I'm still wearing this hat after that dismal performance, or is it just, I don't know. But I'm cracking along all right, aside from Friday night. I've moved on. I'm in a good place right now.
It's very much a royal we that I say that you're everyone's favourite Essendon fan, because old mate and her entire extended family are Essendon fans. And I don't know, I'm not going to say that I like you more than my wife, but here we are. Keep digging, Jim. It only goes down. Anyway, Footy is super duper back. Everyone's now played, which is very fun, and now we've already got buys. What a world that we live in. Today's show, round 1 wrap, weekly awards, some yeah-nahs, which is always fun. That's the old NBA Straya, NFL Straya motif. Always a good one. And the round 2 preview and picks, because I figured the amount of yeah-nahs that we're going to be able to hit on here, Jez, we'll get enough of the sort of, vibes. The vibes of this opening 2 weeks. The little line of demarcation, now we've hit buys. It's ridiculous that we're now sitting here going, I'm like typing out these previews. I'm like, why is there only 6 games? Oh, that's right. Here we are. Well, 7 games, whatever it is, but it's just stupid. So, all right. Well, the good thing is this is Footy Unfilterated, so I guess we should probably get into it. It's footy without the ball.
Let's do it.
Footy Unfilterated. Let's go. Oh, it's almost like I timed that. Righto, Jez. So the news from the weekend, footy is fully back. All the teams have now played, and for the first time in 427 games, a bloke who used to play basketball, apparently, I'd never heard anyone mention that before, but they're using that in his defence. Oh, he was always a really clean basketball player. He played basketball 30 years ago.
But, Jim, he never got suspended playing basketball.
Not once.
Something that I cannot say about myself. 427
games, and Pendles has been reported for a big hit on Josh Worrell. They go to the tribunal tonight.
Bam, 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 bam. Breaking news. I just got the notification through as we were going to air. He's been let off.
What a surprise.
The good bloke defence worked. So do you reckon he just walked in there and they've looked and gone, oh, Scott, what are you doing here?
So
he said, this bloke thought I did something bad. No, not you. You used to play basketball, Scott. Just we'll sort it out. You just off you go. You'll be right this week.
I like it is absolutely 100% what's happened. Like, Scott, what are you doing here? 427
you
games.
Lost, mate. You lost.
We've never seen you here before. What are you doing? Are you lost? Like, seriously, what's going on? And
he's just waiting for a mate.
I'm just waiting for him. I'm absolutely stoked that he's just sitting there going, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know where to go. Like, can I help? Do you guys need some coffees? Like, I'm a good bloke. Have you heard this? But I think
came in with baked goods for them, ready to go. Here you go. Would you like a pie? Guys, how about an apple scroll?
I brought everyone dinner. There you go. Like, you could have even just been making that up, and I'd be like, 100%. It tracks. Because there's no way that he was going to get like. And I think we've talked about this before on the old AFL shows that I've done, etc. Like, debating tribunal calls is just mostly dumb because you just kind of never know what's going to happen. But this one was like, you can debate the simple idea of like, it was a rough hit. It's like, but then you watch it, you're like, you just hit him. Like, it's a football act. Like, there's no malicious intent. It was just like a bump off the ball.
So many times when you see things, and the problem is they use slow-mo.
Yeah.
So, slow it down. If I slowed down, you just taking a sip of your can, then I could pick 100 faults with it.
So look at Jim's nose hair, like whatever's going on.
There'll be dribbles down that nice big fluffy red beard of Stomping Grounds. What is it? The pail that you got there?
I do. I've got the green Stomping Ground pale ale. We were at the pub.
Drop.
Took the squids and old mate to the pub for St Paddy's Day earlier, which is the tradition now. Like we used to do it. I mean, it is St Paddy's Day today, so in your youth, you'd usually go out, make a big deal of it. Now it's like it's a bit amateur hour now, right? If you go out and it's like people partying hard. The amateur hour thing really hit me when we were living in New York and you were out this week especially, right? So a lot of the time, depending on where St Paddy's Day falls, it can be the first day of March Madness. And that is absolutely a confluence of events that means there are a bunch of drunk 19, 20, 21-year-olds just causing all sorts of havoc on the street, right?
That'd be schoolies on steroids,
dude.
Sure.
It was absolutely nuts. And like I am all for day drinking, obviously, big proponent of. But this was just like, oh God, I feel like I'm a bit old here. What's going on? But I mean, St Paddy's Day is always great. Like as I mentioned, like our mate Gaz in a Celtic punk band, and always good vibes there. But since we moved home from the States, we'd always we'd have a Nets game to go to on St Paddy's Day, and they'd like be selling Guinness cans, like with the dudes bring around the cans and stuff. You're like, this is great. Cool. We'd get back to near our apartment. There's like one of the most famous Irish bars in all of New York, literally the next block around from our apartment. So we'd get in there and the Irish bartenders there, like they were the surliest pricks you've ever met in your life. There's like, what do you want? So I don't know, a beer. Where are you from? Australia. All right. Because as soon as you're not English, they're just like, all right. But they're American. They're just doing the Irish accent thing as well, right? They're just like 70 years old. But there was it was called Dublin House. It was amazing. It literally had the oldest neon sign remaining in New York out the front of it, this old harp. It's beautiful. But still, so we do all these New York St. Paddy's Days, whatever. Then I move home and have a squid. And literally the thing is we just go over to the pub across the road from our house now. And I have like a progression of photos of like the eldest squid as a baby and then a 1-year-old, 2-year-old. And I'm always kind of just sitting going, I've got a beer over the pub across the road from my house. So that's now tradition. So it was lovely. But I was drinking the Stomping Ground Pale Ale, so I've just kept it up.
Good drop. Very good drop.
Anyway, hey, that was a big diversion. Injuries. That's the sort of other big news this week, right? Like Errol Goulden out for 4 months.
Errol. That's brutal.
Whoa, Errol.
Brutal.
Whoa, Errol. It didn't look good.
Nah.
When he was on the bench as well. And then the decision that they sort of made of like, all right, well, surgery is probably the best way to go about it.
Yeah.
4 months. And you're like,
because that's what he was out for last year, wasn't it?
With the ankle. And it was just.
Oh, the ankle. I thought it was his shoulder last year. My bad.
And it's just, the dude can't take a trick. I absolutely love Errol. Like, he's one of my. Like, I hate the Swans, but I love Errol. I mean, I love the Swans. They're the greatest team we've ever seen. But love Errol, and that just stinks. We also had Todd Marshall, what with his ankle, I think it was, wasn't it? There's no structural damage on that, which is good. We don't know if he's going to play this week, however. Philippou copped a corky. We still have
$1 million man.
We don't. Yeah, came out this week.
$1 million man came out this week that he signed mid-year last year. How does anyone at St Kilda keep anything under wraps, let alone that? That's amazing.
I'm now more worried about how St Kilda are affording all of these players. Like that's a lot of dudes on a lot of money very quickly.
Cotton on action happening.
Maybe. I don't know. What are the big industries down there in Moorabbin? Meth. What else?
Meth.
That's about it. Not so much cotton on, but like other fabric producers I remember down there. But,
Alex, I think back in the day.
That's it. Isaac Heaney is also probably going to miss this week with a little bit of a hammy twinge, it seemed. He left the game.
I did hear earlier that he has been cleared of any, as they say, substantial damage.
That's it.
So that means it's probably just a bit sore and he's going to miss a week. So.
Yeah. Because I think
good news.
They've only got the 5-day turnaround as well, right, this week. So I think Dean Cox was like,
Hawthorn on Thursday.
He's like, Dean Cox is like, nah, we're not going to risk it. So, which is smart. But otherwise, I mean, the other sort of news, I guess, it's not even really news, but there's been a lot of, I don't know, consternation maybe about like the fact that these games have been really high scoring and good to start the season. And people are like, what's going on? It's like, yeah, well, they changed the rules to make this entire thing quicker and easier, and off we go. It's and then you got the footy fans out there go, I don't know if I like this. It's a bit too different. I'm like, what? You'd rather a 68-62 just grind him into the dust, boring up? Like, that Carlton Richmond game this week was awesome to start with, and then it was an absolute, it sucked.
It was,
the second half was so bad,
from a neutral point of view, it was entertaining in how ridiculous it was.
Right.
As a concept, there was nothing to say that should have happened that way. It's just like, oh my God, neither team has any idea what they're doing, and whoever wins is going to win.
Yep, we're going to talk about that in a second. But geez, anyway, but I think that's kind of the weird thing. I think the scoring average is up over 20 points on the same time last year and maybe the year before as well. I'm fine with this because I think
absolutely.
A little bit of the actual sort of score involvements, the moving of the ball, because what it does is it gives you a sort of crazy around range of outcomes, right? Of like, right, we're going to go 3-4 goals up, but if the pace of the game is like quick enough, like the other team can catch up in like a heartbeat. We saw it with Geelong and Freo, right? Like for a game like that to turn around the way that it did, and for Geelong to end up winning by 10 after the start that Freo got, you're like, that's good. Like, this is a good outcome. Like, more games like this is not a bad thing. 110 to 100 or whatever it was. Stop. Like, AFL fans, like, we can't whinge about good footy. Just shush. Just shush.
If you see a team come from 6 goals down with 10 minutes to go, how often are you going to turn around and say, that was not awesome? Yep. You're going to be like, oh my God, did that just happen? Even in this day and age where it seems to happen more often than it did, say, 20 years ago, when if you were up by 5, 6, 7 goals at three-quarter time, you were pretty much...
roll goal.
Okay, we'll just park the bus, here we go. We'll just get through and we'll be fine. Now, if you've got to be at least 10 goals up to be comfortable. And that's great. Like, it just creates chaos.
And if you're Carlton, it's better make it 8. 10. Like, what are we doing?
25 if you're Essendon.
Jeez. Hey, let's wrap up some round one games really quickly. Oh, God. So, I was there for Carlton Richmond on Thursday night last week, and it sucked. 75-71, Carlton win. The prevailing sense out of this game was quite simply, number one, have you ever seen a win that was basically a loss? It's like, well, yes, now I have. That was... They lost that game like 4 different times, but they still somehow won. No goals. Like, what was it? Like, after halftime, it was just absolutely abysmal. Nothing in the third quarter. Zach Williams kicks the game winner. Basically, Tom Lynch was Carlton's best player. It was chaos. So,
yeah,
I appreciate that. But, I mean, they started off like absolutely like a house on fire. It was awesome. So the Squid was playing at
good at halftime.
Looked awesome, right?
Feeling really good.
Feeling nice. The Squid's gone off to go play on the field at halftime. He's having a great time.
Hell yeah.
So they take them away like around the 20-minute mark of the first quarter. So I'm like, all right, sick. I'm going to go drink some tins over at the bar. Because you're sitting in the dry bay. It's all good.
Yeah.
And so you wander over the bar. I'm like, just milling around. And you can just feel what are we doing? And like the sheer frustration of the Carlton fans is just... it becomes palpable as we sort of head into halftime, and it's like we snag one late and you're like, oh, this is still not great. But anyway, look, the 3 things I took away from this game was that it sucked. The fact that Carlton can play these awesome halves is pretty cool, but then the fact that they can't do another half, again,
it's a worry.
Again, it sucks. And number 3 is that Sam Lawler is an absolute weapon. Holy crap. He is so good that, like, every time we touch the ball, you're like, Dusty.
I actually... So, hang on. I thought he retired. Oh, no, hang on. There's no ink. That's that. Oh, it's Sam. He is, like... If he had tats, he'd be like, huh?
Just wait. He's going to get the tats.
He is.
And it's just... It's over.
I think he had, like, 2 goals and 16... But he just... What he does when he gets a footy, he is... If you could have a clone, that is him.
He's terrifying.
Scary.
Ryan Mansell as well got hurt, I think, late in that game too. He was actually really, really good. But I think, like, you look at Richmond and go, oh, it takes like 5 to 7 years to rebuild. And like, you look at that Tigers team, you're like, oh, I don't know, it's going to be that long, dude. Like, give them another year or two, and that's going to be a terrifying team. Like,
they're going to have this wave of kids who mature at the same time, and they're just going to be another dynasty of unstoppable terror.
So good. I loved it. They're awesome. I hate Richmond. I'm so happy we won the game, but it was like the most despondent post-game, da-da-da-da-da, let's go home, god damn it. And you just, it was horrible. Speaking of horrible, Essendon, 83, Hawthorn, 145. This was, I was on my couch for this one, Jez. Old mate, I'm a supporter. She's sitting there going, do you want to turn this off? I'm like,
yeah, I think about halfway through the third, I wanted to turn it off and go to bed. The only problem was I was at the game. It wasn't good. And look, it's very similar to Carlton the week before against Sydney. We actually looked okay for a quarter and a half.
Yep.
We were competitive. Darcy Parish came back and was looking good. Jai Caldwell looked good. We looked like we had some sort of, buzz about us. And then Hawthorn slammed on, I think it was 3 or 4 just before half time. And it was like that just kicked us fair square in the nuts. And we went, oh, that really hurt. I don't want to play anymore. And we didn't. We walked around. Zach Merritt, if he wants to go at the end of the year, by all means, he deserves to be able to. He's the only one out there who shows any type of leadership whatsoever. You got all these clowns like Redmond and McGrath and all the ones that were carrying on about Merritt talking to other clubs. They did not fire a shot. They were garbage. You've got these young kids who have just come in and they've got no one patting them on the back when they stuff up. They've got no one getting around them when they don't quite get to, I think there was one of the young kids, I forget his name, but Conga Giannis. He went for a spoil and just completely missed it. And I think Hawthorn ended up with a goal out of it. Not one bloke got around him. And it's just like, what the hell are we doing? Like, that's just disgraceful. So it makes it very, very hard to look forward with positivity as an Essendon supporter at the moment.
and it was I feel like the scoreboard was like, they basically put the cue in the rack as well, right, in the fourth quarter. They're just like, we're all good, and like your guys kicked a few goals there. Dyson Sharp looked fine.
Yeah, Dyson Shea kicked a couple of goals, so that was a positive. Lockie Blackiston in the ruck was really, really good. I think he got, the stats would say he got beaten, but I thought he more than broke even. And he's an undersized ruck as well. He's not, 205 centimetre, and doesn't quite, like Ned Reeves is a big boy, like he's big country strong kind of boy. Lockie Blackiston took it up to him and gave him enough. And yeah, look, the young kids, they were thrown to the wolves and they did all they could. So I've got no issue with them and how they played it. So supposed leaders of the club and senior players that didn't fire a shot. Yep. And again, like you said, the Hawks, I would say they were good but not great. But as when they moved the ball, they looked really good. But they didn't have to do it. We've got this little circle work game, and what we do is we kick the ball and we kick it 15 metres from full back to a player, and then he runs around in circles, and then he handballs it to a guy who also runs around in circles, and then we do that 3 or 4 more times, and we get to the half-back flank, and then we just give it to Hawthorn and let them kick a goal. So if that's our game plan, we are 100% on. So things are looking up.
Brad Scott, brain genius. Gunston had 5. The Wizard had 4. Ginnivan popped up with a 1 or 2. I can't remember, but actually, no. Did he kick anything? I don't know if he did.
I think he kicked 1.
Yeah, but he did. There you go. The prevailing vibe I got was like, Hawthorn, the perfect game for them to sort of bounce back, right? And it's like, let's get our own game sort of back on track, and that's what they did. Dogs, 134, Ooh. GWS 53. Wow, was this a beatdown? This
from the start, it was out of control.
I'm watching. I've got this on while the squids are sitting there in the house, and I'm like, might turn this off. This is needs an MA rating. Like, what are we? Jesus, Just like, stop, he's already dead. Like, what are we doing? Bont was incredible. What do you have, like 3 first half goals and like ends up with like 1 million touches?
Yeah.
Just insane. But I think the best thing for me, so the 3 things I got, Bont, magnificent. They played the perfect game, I almost felt like, right? They're the Dogs, right? Like Norton kicked 6. Darcy was everywhere. You've got Libber like causing all sorts of havoc. But their run and carry, I think, they look so good right now. They're playing so well.
Their kids look like their kids have taken a little bit of a step too. Like they're starting to fill those roles that, like we were saying in the preseason review that we did, how they tend to rely heavily on matching up well against a team. They've got these young kids like Selwood and the likes, O'Donnell, who are starting to actually be important, not just good young players who are finding their feet. They're actually starting to take up a role and help them, and they're dangerous, the Dogs. They are dangerous.
Tinglish had a really good game too, I thought, and it's like just being able to feed that proper setup that they've got at the centre, like between Ed Richards and between Bont and Libber, and just like once they get that sort of like momentum behind them, they're terrifying. And like when Norton's actually clunking stuff and actually kicking straight, it's awesome. And GWS just got flat out whacked. Their forward line was an absolute mess.
Horrible.
Stringer, Hogan, like they're all just like all over the shop. So a game to forget.
Complete opposite to last week.
Yeah, like Finn Callahan was awesome. Everybody else, I reckon, was just horrible in that game, right? Like that's my entire. As I'm watching, I'm like Finn Callahan's like, and like my beloved Joe Fonte, your beloved Joe Fonte as well.
My beloved,
like, he was good as well.
Font.
But like other than that, you're like
you've got the Bont, I've got the Font.
Yeah, Fontempelli. There we go.
Fontempelli.
Anyway, Dogs might be the best looking team across the first 2 weeks. Geelong 110, Freo 100. The comeback. This was absurd.
Wow.
They're up, like, as you said, like 6 goals early. Like, Freo looked amazing. Sarong and Luke Jackson causing all sorts of havoc. And then Geelong just started turning the screws. And Freo just went, still Freo.
What's that?
We're still Freo.
What's that warm sensation I can feel? What have I done?
Not a great vibe.
No.
What else out of this one did you vibe on?
Yeah, it was pretty much WTF Freo. Bailey Smith, a good comeback game considering I had him as my Spud the week before. And Big Shag O'Neill, 5.
He was awesome.
He was real good. Even Jezza was back with, I mean, he could have easily kicked 6, but 3 goals, 4 and 20-odd touches. So,
Danger did
Big Shannon Neal.
Danger did absolutely nothing. And it was actually when I was coming up with my Spud of the weekend, like Danger being there, it was like he wasn't hurt. He just had the world's quietest Dangerfield game. It was weird. Kicked a goal. It was 4 or 5 touches or something.
He had his first touch late in the second quarter.
So weird. But I think the cool thing I've got is like Tanner Bruhn. Still love him. He's crushing. Like at least for Supercoach, I love him. The rest of it,
but I think he's having an impact as such. But at least he's getting the footy, I suppose, to start with.
Sarong was fantastic. Holmes is awesome. This was like just a really awesome, fun game. So we were watching this, and then we had to jump on the train to go to the basketball. And so we're watching it on my phone. And this is like a thing the Squid and I now just do. So, oh, Dad, put the footy on. I'm like, you can watch footy on your phone. What a world we live in.
Why not?
And it was great. It was just like, it came down to it. And I'm like, this is going to be hilarious. I can't believe Freo were bottling it. And they did. And he just couldn't believe it either. And Cats, what a bounce back. Like, that was kind of the biggest thing I took away from is like they needed to win that because 0-2, it's a little bit of a hole. And as we'll talk about in a second, but the way they did it, the belief is still there. They're at home. You just sort of like just need to keep like you can't build the fortress out of bricks made of crap, right? Like it's just going to disintegrate. If you lose that first game, it's going to be a lot harder down the stretch to go, we're unbeatable here, man. And, so good on them.
I think the fact that they won at home was a bit more of a phew. Whereas if they had a loss, it would have been like, what do we do now?
Bit panicky.
What? Yeah. Lost their security blanket.
And Manna from Werribee, just unstoppable again too. Another 3 goals. I love him. Sydney 104, Brisbane 60. Lions look absolutely cooked. Wow. Didn't have Harris Andrews, no Gardner. The man who likes planes, Jack Payne.
Yeah, they're struggling a bit. On the injury and suspension list.
So they just didn't sort of have like the tall timber, especially down back in Sydney. Like we had an Amati party. Like it was
another one.
Another
5 goals.
Very little from Curnow, but like that's kind of the thing. I think everybody just focuses on Curnow, and like Amati's like, well, I'm over here. I'll kick. Just kick to me.
And then if he decides that he's not having a party, he's going to have a quiet night in, then Logan McDonald can pop up, or Papley, or
McInerney kick how many last
week?
Heaney
can go for. McInerney has had one of the best starts of the season for a player who you wouldn't really think is a grader or superstar. He dominated in the game against Carlton, and he dominated again in this game. He had, I don't think he quite had as many touches, but I think he was close to 30 in round one. Opening round. And this week he was 22, 23 and 2 goals. So I think he's kicked 4 goals and has, best part of 60 possessions in the first 2 games. So
his impact is insane.
He barely gets spoken about.
Yeah. He's like one of these weird undersung heroes who, if you have them on your team, you're like, that is my dude. And if you play against him, you're like, who's this guy killing us?
I think we need to claim him now as Footy Unfilterated's own Justin McInerney.
Our beloved Justin McInerney. Our Brownlow winner so far.
He's our man.
But I think for the biggest thing coming out, like it's Sydney at home. Like Sydney at home is always going to be an absolute horror show. Like they've just gotten this beautiful run where they just get kicked the crap out of the Blues. Round 0, Carlton just never win in Sydney. It's like literally a scientific fact. I don't think they've never won ever in the history of. Never. I think I actually ran this. I think we've won there twice in the last 40 years or something stupid. So I'm just joking and all these.
It sounds good.
All numbers are approximate.
Footy Unfilterated. True, I wouldn't argue.
You don't come to us for exact bang on numbers or stats. I'm just saying. So after all of this, I think you come out of that game. Sydney awesome at home. We get it. Brisbane premiership hangover, missing a bunch of dudes. And it feels a little bit off. We'll talk about it again in a second.
Yep.
Collingwood 79, Adelaide 93. You beauty. First time they've beaten them at the MCG since 2014. That is awesome.
That's what we want to see.
I think my notes here is you hate to see the Pies look old and slow and figured out. You hate it.
Really, really breaks my heart.
So, having been at the Southeast Melbourne Magic Phoenix game versus the Adelaide 36ers at John Cain Arena, that started at 5:30. This game started around, 7:40, I think. So, there were a bunch of folks who were doing the bang bang. Just doing the Crows game.
Why
not? Crows game and the Sixers game. I'm like, this is awesome. I would 100% do the same thing.
Yep.
If Carlton had a basketball team, I don't know, whatever. But it was awesome. And I'm like, there's a lot of Crows paraphernalia in this crowd.
There was a lot of Crows fans in the city on Saturday night.
Yeah, it was wild. So that was cool. Good on them because they got at least one win out of the 2. And I think this is kind of the coolest, weirdest, strangest game of the weekend where you're like, the repercussions of my actions. Here we are, says Collingwood.
Yep.
Whereas the Crom, they looked fantastic. And I think my favourite thing about this game was simply how when the pressure got turned up on them, they responded in kind. And they didn't seem to really panic too much. There was like a little bit, and it sort of got a little bit squirrely, but they settled very nicely and they responded really, really well. And sort of threw like Collingwood's game plan back in their own face, right? Like, which is pretty hard to do, but I think the Pies were very good off half-back because they were sort of just being assailed. But the big problem was the gaping just hole in in their forward line of like, we got anyone who can take like a mark that's not Jamie Elliott? It's like, oh no. That could be a problem.
Yeah, it's they're a bit thin on the ground around there. Imagine if they had Brody Mychek.
Would have been handy. This sort of,
or even a giant telescopic 4-eyed freak, Mason Cox. Sorry to all you glasses wearing humans. I'm supposed to be wearing glasses too. But.
Wearing glasses right now, but I don't take it personally. It's all right. He's much more American than I am. So
so we can all hate him.
The approach, though, what was it like between
McStay
and dudes like that. It just wasn't quite enough at all.
Membry and it's like they're just getting these top up forwards to try and see if they can get lucky and pull a 40 goal year key forward out of. Membry was washed when he was at St Kilda, and then he played okay last year, had a bit of a revival, as you tend to do when you have a bit of. But he's heading closer to retirement age than he is, as are most of their key players. So De Goey had not much of an impact, which he did some okay things, but nothing like the week before against the Saints. So yeah,
I think the biggest thing to come out of this is like, all right, if the Pies defense breaks down to any sort of degree, can they outscore like anyone who's not St Kilda? Like, they managed 79 against Adelaide, who aren't exactly known for their defensive prowess over the last couple of years, right? Like, I was looking at this and I'm like, oh man, I feel like the over is a pretty good one here, but the Crom getting to 93 and sort of like just always being able to go, it's fine, we've got this, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, as I said, dealing with the pressure, sort of like absorbing it a little bit and going, it's going to be all right, it's going to be all right. And then sort of just giving it back and going, all right, there's Thriller up there, we'll just find him. He's like climbing up a wing, causing all sorts of havoc. And then Tex Walker's doing the same thing. And you could sort of really, like, I think that was the most stark, obvious difference, right? Apart from like Dacos and, their sort of midfield battles that they were sort of having. But that really sort of up and about forward line. Like Fogarty didn't do anything until very, very late when he kicked that goal. And you're like, oh, but they've still got Fogarty. This is awesome.
Yeah. So, they're very similar to the way they line up around the ground. Not so much a midfield is very similar to Sydney, where they've got that solid core, no sort of real superstar down back, but they've just got that solid core. And then they've got those multiple options up forward where if one or two of them are having a quiet day, one of them could easily, Fogarty, whatever his name is, John, he can pop up and kick 5. And if he's next week can't get near it, then Tex will kick 5. So it's, I think the Thriller ended up with 3. Moonwalked his way to 3 goals. He's a beast. How good is he?
So good. I'm going to talk about him again later, but awesome.
I thought you might.
Great win for Adelaide. North 113, Port Adelaide. We've got the power to not win. Oh, geez. 113.67.
The slide is real. The slide is real.
The early Sunday game at Marvel and Clarko ball, Rue ball. Here we go. I mean,
they looked all right.
They looked awesome. Like we were actually I was at pub cricket for this game. So on the way there, I'm watching a bit of it on my phone. We sort of sitting down. I'm like, we just sort of had it on the background. You're like, I think they got this. Oh, God. Dylan Stevens is running rampant all over the top of power. They've, like, clamped
I had Butters. To go, who? Oh, like, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. He was good.
It was crazy. Like, but between, like, Suva booting, 4 or whatever it was. Love that. LDU being very, very good. Horn Francis doing absolutely nada. Rosie, the clamps were put on him. Like, you just like... Ooh.
Butters had no impact.
Yeah. It was awesome. So, great win for the Roos. Like, and the zoom out sort of thing is that this is the exact way they needed to start the season. You can't do the, we tried and we almost beat the power. Like, just come out of the gates, boom.
I think we said that. I know I said that in the picks last week that this is a game that North have got to start winning. And I watched replay and Dwayne Russell has got to be one of the biggest flogs. I'm watching it and North are up by 6 goals, I think, at the time. He's like, they're still alive. It's like, no, they're not, Dwayne. They haven't even looked like being alive since they got out of bed earlier that morning.
Love it.
He's just, I know that it's their job to try and keep the game interesting, but come on. Like, seriously. I'll tell you one thing off that game that was quite good was the new commentator, Jess Webster.
Yep.
I thought she was really good, really clear and concise, didn't try to over-hype the game, where her mate Dwayne was clearly doing more of that for both of them. But yeah, I just thought her voice wasn't too overbearing. She just called the game as she saw it. didn't go too silly on some of the things like some of the commentators tend to do. And, yeah, I thought it was really good for our first game, so it's good to see.
That's awesome because, like, one of the things we're going to do here on Footy Unfilterated is our commentator power rankings, and I'm looking forward to rolling those out throughout the season. Dwayno trying to convince you to stay tuned into the game it's never a vibe. Like, no one is to go, oh, well, the commentator said they still got a chance, so I better keep
I think
watching.
if you're going to watch the game, you're going to watch it regardless of what. If anything, I'm going to turn it off when I start hearing garbage like that. I was actually enjoyed watching North win because they've been down for so long.
Yeah.
You like to see them have a good, solid win, not just, we've just beaten a team that's got 87 injuries and they're on a 5-day break and, like all the circumstances suit. So for them to actually start to walk the walk that they've been talking preseason for the last 10 years is really good. And
I think like that, there's still a chance for the power. That's belittling what the team winning is doing as well. It's like you should be able to
silence would be better sometimes.
Just let the game unfold as it's going. And like this is one of the, I feel like we've missed a trick here with Dennis Cometti passing away, right? Of every commentator just like taking that little moment to reflect, because we will talk about this way more throughout this season, but wow. If you just try to, isolate maybe some of the Fox footy commentary, like anytime Gary Lyon is involved, his commentary might just literally consist of him going, whoa! And you're like, that is not commentary. And there's like the tiny little hint of self-reflection that you might have had when you've gone, well, Dennis Cometti, the GOAT, has passed away. How am I doing my job? What do I do in those moments? What would Dennis Cometti do? He should have that tattooed across his knuckle. What would Dennis Cometti do?
And then underneath, just say nothing.
Just nothing. Just chill. It's like between Brayshaw, Gary Lyon, BT, we've just got this weird raft of like, I don't know who this is appealing to. Just shush.
Themselves, clearly.
Stop blowing up your own ego. Oh, isn't this great? It's like, we understand that it's great. You don't need to tell us it's great. This is a big thing when it comes to commentary. You don't need to.
My dog Harold agrees.
Exactly. Like you don't have to explain to the watcher, the listener, that what you're seeing, listening to is great. They understand that. You got to give them a bit of credit. Anyway, speaking of credit, the Demons. We did not believe 120. Saints 107. Ruh-roh. But if you listen to Ross Lyon, they're still the best team that's ever been assembled.
As he flings another jar of spaghetti against the wall for his masterpiece.
Unbelievable. We just let Naz do what he wanted. He's like, what do you want me to do, coach? I'm like, whatever you want to do, man.
Just go and win the game, would you, mate?
Just go do the thing you did
last time. How do I do
that? So poor Naz is copping all sorts of heat this week after a couple of like down games to start the season. $2 million bucks, we all get it. Like it's a big number, it's crazy. But I don't know, coming from an NBA world where $2 million is not even the veteran minimum in the NBA. That's a fine. It's like, what are we doing?
I think Draymond's been fined more than that for some of his
he got fined more than that the last 3 weeks. Like across his career.
He just walks out on the court and he's like, oh, here you go, I'll just pay it in advance.
There's $35,000 right there. Yeah. But Naz, I think the entire build-up for this season for the Saints, and like we sort of talked about in the preview show, it was always going to be like a little bit bumpy, but the talent should get them over the line. The talent hasn't gotten them over the line these first 2 games. This was a bit of a worrisome one. Big day for the Maxes, though. I enjoyed this. You got Maxi Gawn and Max Hall, both crushing, like doing a great job. You got the Pickets going off their heads, both of them.
Yep.
That was awesome to see as well. But my favourite thing is like Melbourne for the last, basically since they won the flag, they're like, can we get someone who can kick like a bag? Anyone. We'll get Alan Jakovic back. I don't care. Like, let's.
And this week, Jacob Van Rooyen was sitting there munching on his burrito, and he looked up at the right time. So he's been one of those ones that Melbourne supporters, and I have a few good friends who are Melbourne supporters. He's been a little bit of a whipping boy because he's shown all that promise, but hasn't really delivered. And maybe this is the year where he goes full thriller and says, "Guess what, fellas? I've got a shaved head. I'm about to knock some heads together." He 5 in the first half too. So
Yep. Finishes
Could
with
have
a
kicked 10.
career high 6. He never kicked more than 4, which blew my mind. But he's also he's 22.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. It feels like he's been around for a while now, but it's like they had a crap year last year. We get that. He didn't do anything. No one did anything for the Demons last year. And it's now 3 years ago where he showed that sort of real burst of promise, and then the next one was pretty good, and then the dip off, and you're like, just what's going on? And it's like, he's literally 22 years old.
And you know what they say, the big fellas always take a bit longer to come through. And that's the thing. If you look back at a lot of the key forwards now that have come through, like even Thriller, he had come onto the scene. I think his first game he kicked 5, and then he sort of disappeared for a little bit, and then he come back and he gave us another taste a couple of years ago, and then last year he was better again. And this is just, it's how they develop. They're never going to come on the scene and kick 100 goals in year one. They're probably not going to kick 100 goals in any year this day and age, but you know what I mean. They're not going to come on and have an impact every week. So you take what you can get, and if he does that 5 or 6 more times this year and manages to boost his numbers with at least a goal a game in between, he's probably going to kick 50 goals for him, and that's what they've been needing since before they won the flag. They haven't had a key forward who hasn't needed an 800-metre run-up like Ben Brown did.
Since David Neitz.
It's been a long time. Or Jesse Hogan.
Before he... Yeah, that's it, right? So I think this is why I'm sitting here. I'm still the conductor of the Jed Walter train. I'm the Jed Walter conductor. I'm like, we're all just the train is here. If you want to buy a ticket, come to me. I'll swipe it. She's apples. You can then jump on. Jed Walter's still 20 years old. What are we doing? So Roo just gives me that little bit of hope that Jed's going to go bang, but really wouldn't mind just snagging him for the Blues at some point. But anyway, the way the Demons executed this one was really good. They're playing at the MCG. The Saints are kind of like Ross Lyon's making jokes about it's our Greenland. We're going to take it over. Not just yet, Ross, I guess.
I believe it could be called Owen.
Not bad.
0-2.
0-2.
It's definitely not when the Saints go marching in, because they haven't yet.
Good win for the D's. And then finally, the Suns smashed the Eagles 131-72. Wow. They could have killed them. I don't like how they put the Q in the rack, because I'll talk about this again later. But
I wouldn't call it a Q in the rack, more so it was more of a let's just fight everyone.
Noah Anderson getting hammered at the end as well. Not great. And, Eagles, though.
But the Eagles showed a bit of fight, which is all you want from
them. In the second half, they did. They were already down by 10 goals, but they did put up a bit of a fight. Suns were kind of I don't know, Hardwick will probably beat this out of them this week, but...
I can guarantee you they're all getting just systematically beaten with something of phone books or whatever doesn't leave bruises now to say, do not ever do that again. You'll have Mac Andrew there just writing lines on the chalkboard, Bart Simpson style. So.
Dev Robertson looked really good for the Eagles. That was good. I don't know. The rest of it, the J Train, love that. Popped up late. Always very fun to see. But, just, I don't know.
Petrarca was awesome again. He's probably got 6 Brownlow votes.
The funniest thing would be him winning a Brownlow.
That would be hilarious.
For the Gold Coast Suns. Here we are. All right. Awards from the week. Gablett Areas. Best on ground of the week. For me, it was Thriller. I thought he dominated. He only had 15 touches or something, right? But I felt like the way that he can sort of conducted that forward line was awesome. He kicked 3 goals or whatever, but you've got bags of goals. You've got Norton going off. You've got Bont, absolute Gablett Areas. Petrarca, as you mentioned. Yeah. The way that Thriller just went about his business, and they had no one who could really contend with him. And at times it was man amongst boys kind of vibes. I'm like, Thriller's doing it. He's doing it. Let's go. Come on. And I was all over it. I'm like, this is great. And then obviously we usually do on NBA Straight, we do the performance of the night. That's not a knife. This is a knife. Zach Williams gets the that's not a knife. It's like, Tom Lynch, how many goals are you going to miss? Hey, Captain, Patrick Cripps, how many goals are you going to miss? Oh, that's all right. I'll just kick this one from 48 out on an angle and seal the win. Is that all right? So Zach Williams probably gets the that's not a knife. But I thought Thriller was just so dominating that it rocked. Bont's the obvious choice. Dacos got a case of leather poisoning as well, but
33 and 2 goals.
not bad. But Thriller was great. Loved his game. Thought he was fantastic. Like Noah Anderson, actually, before he went off as well, was carving it up for the Suns. But yeah, I'll give it to Thriller. Who you got?
Well, I was tossing up whether I give this one out, mainly because he played in a losing team or save it for better than Bootsma, but I'm going to go with Max Hall.
Oh,
I thought he was he could have almost won the game for him there. And just as equally, we go back to our mate who we were talking about earlier, Jacob Van Rooyen. 6 goals there, so there's quite a few you could go through there, but I like Thriller. I think that's definitely one out of the box there. Bont, as you said, Bont and Petrarca, 2 massive games again. Both could quite easily have 6 Brownlow votes to this stage, and then Dacos, how do you fault him? They played an average game, and he still come out with 33, 2 goals. Best could have 6 Brownlow votes himself, considering they use the stats now. So.
That's it. I think the Thriller thing just sort of stood out to me because that sort of power forward who can control like a vast area. Yeah. It's like that Wayne Carey, Matthew Richardson kind of Barry Hall-ish.
That presence, yeah.
That sheer just like, this is my space.
Yeah, you get in the way and I'll eat you.
Guess what's going to happen if you get in my road?
This is where using the stats for the Brownlow votes is just ridiculous because you could have someone like Thriller who only has 10 touches, he kicked 3 goals, 2. So let's say he kicks 5 goals, takes 7 marks, but just brings the ball to ground and creates another 4 or 5 goals.
Exactly.
But he doesn't get a vote because he didn't get 30 touches.
Yep.
It's just dumb.
We're going to throw in the NFL Straya. Who are you going to buy a beer this week? This one was easy for me because I saw Link McCarthy back out there, like a couple of
hell yeah, that's awesome.
A couple of knees out there. He's like that. Link McCarthy just needs a beer.
Yep.
Right. All that rehab. I've spent 12 months rehabbing an Achilles that I never tore, but it was just like I'm just that old that they're like, if you don't do something about this, it will tear. I'm like, I don't want that to happen.
It might fall off.
I should be serious about this. But to come back from 2 knees is crazy. And, good on him for coming back. That's awesome. And the other one was Jack Gunston. That is...
Just ages like a fine wine.
Has he got 9 goals through 2 weeks or whatever it was?
I think so, yeah.
It's absolutely absurd what he's doing.
He never looks like missing.
No.
He's got to have the best kicking action in the game. He's just... I think he missed one that looked like he would normally have kicked it on Friday night. And I was just like, oh, thank God. But 5 goals, he didn't even break a sweat. No. That's how, yeah.
So I'll buy him a beer just because he's so old and he's still that good. It's crazy. And, the Hawks sort of, it's one of these weird things. This is like a more metaphysical footy chat.
Yeah.
We need to move on from the veterans. We're going to move them on. Youth movement. You don't have to always do that, right? Like Jack Gunston, he kicked 70+ goals last year? Absurd numbers, and he's already got 9 through 2 weeks.
He was on the scrap heap when he went to Brisbane for that year, and then he managed to somehow convince Hawthorn to pick him up because he didn't look like he could keep going. And then 2 years later, he's kicked almost 100 goals over a couple of years, and doesn't look like slowing down. It's amazing. Good on him.
The way that forward setup in Hawthorn works as well, he's perfect. You've got the 2 smalls, between Ginnivan and Watson, you got Marbior and you got him. It's just it feels like all of their midfielders kick goals as well. It's he's perfect. So I'll buy him a beer. Are you going to buy someone a beer here, Jez?
Look, I'm going to buy my man Zachy Merritt a beer.
Nice.
The ticker that boy has, he could probably put away quite a few before, and I'd be well under the table before he broke a sweat. So he's always got a fresh, cold, icy can of beer ready for him when I'm around. So
like it. Spud of the week. Spud. Tom Lynch. Best on ground for Carlton. 2 goals, 7, I think it was. And I think the 2 goals that he did kick, one was like a piss week free in front of goal. Another was
That's
50.
Unlike Tom Lynch.
And so a little bit of staging going on in all parts of the Tom Lynch experience. And between he and Patrick Cripps, it's like, oh, is there a slight angle? I'm good. I can't. No.
I swear
no
Tom
way.
Lynch would have the most goals from free kicks if we looked it up, which let's not. Let's just go with it. I reckon he's got the most goals from free kicks in the history of the game.
That's it. Done.
As you heard it here first.
Footy Unfilterated, we're big on numbers. So Ross Lyons, Spud of the Week, 0-2, 0-2. The excuses for Ross, I love it. He can talk his way out of a wet paper bag. It's amazing how there's always something that he can sort of, it's fine, we're all good. It's like, you're 0-2. Like, give us a little bit of something.
I wonder if if they get to maybe 0-4 or 0-5, if he's going to be as funny to the St Kilda supporters. I'm not sure he will be.
That's it. Just saying.
So,
there's the classic, the hot seat. It's not hot yet.
It's warm.
Yet. Brad Scott, it's getting warm.
I think that after Friday night, it's gone from body temperature to the heated seats are cranked up on high. So they're getting there. I genuinely, I've always been like Brad Scott. I think he's got a plan. and then Friday I went, oh no, he hasn't got one.
We have a plan.
I don't actually think he's got a plan. I think he might have left his plan at the AFL with rule changes and making sure we can't swear at umpires.
The plan, it does nothing. Nothing.
It was written in invisible ink.
It's I don't know. It's Don's fans, like, I don't know, Carlton, the Voss thing is always going to be there. My entire thing is Adam Simpson is right there. He's
John Longmire.
There. John Longmire's right there. I'm just like
Ken Hinkley.
Adam Simpson grew up as a Carlton fan. I'm just like, just go get him. He's right there, man.
Yep.
But you see sort of like the way that Essendon have sort of done this, the rebuild, etc. Brad Scott, we're going to be doing this. And like the chatter around it, however, and the game plan itself, the way they're punished so badly from turnovers, from defensive 50, it's brutal. Like watching them is like, to be honest, being a Carlton fan, watching my horrible team, it makes me feel so much better when I then watch Essendon do the same.
Do the Essendon.
Yeah, and like you just go, that's even worse than sometimes what we do. Like
it's not good.
Not great. So Brad Scott, Spud of the Week. Jake Stringer.
Yeah, he wasn't good. But
nothing.
This is a Jake Stringer experience.
It is. And Jason Horne-Francis in the Hornet Bowl
the Ice Bath Bowl.
Did nothing against his old team for a year. So that was pretty fun. You got a Spud of the Week there, Jez?
Well, I do. I'm going to give a special mention to, and I'll promise I'll stop picking on Geelong, but Danger. Because for someone who carries himself with the arrogance or confidence, you choose, that he does, he's sitting there when he's got 3 touches at three-quarter time, acting as if he is the Lord and Saviour of Geelong. I think he probably is not far away from pulling the pin. So he's a special mention, but the Spud of the night, and I saw him live, and he's one of your brethren. I'm sorry, but 2 metre Peter Wright, got to be one of the softest, most half-hearted efforts I've ever seen.
When he kicked that goal late, I was like, what is he doing now? He's popped up all of a sudden out of absolutely nowhere. It's like, I've got to... And like the Bronx cheer that went up when he took a mark.
Oh, I was leading it.
Amazing.
Don't worry. And he has 0 ticker. It's just, yeah. The other one we could probably buy a beer for, or maybe just a hard solo, is young Josh Gibcus. He spent a couple of years out, obviously from from Ballarat.
Yep.
And he spent a couple of years out, and I heard today that he's just signed a contract. I think it was either 2 or 4 years. I can't remember, but that's really good news. So they've obviously put a bit of faith in him, and it's good to see because he was a good young kid at St Pat's, and he's come through and he's playing some good footy. So, we'll buy him a mid-strength because he's still on his piece. So. Not that we encourage that at all, Jim.
Not at all. No. Better than Bootsma for me. Harry Dean actually had a couple of good moments, a couple of shockers as well for the Blues, but I don't know. He certainly stands. I could just give this to Jagger every week, but he was incredible. He had 32. His second game, he had 32 touches. Absurd. He's absolutely amazing. Leo Lombard as well, who I gave it to last week, kicked
good, yeah.
another 2 goals, was very, very solid for the Suns. Harry Dean did a very good job, I think, down back. Had a couple of moments where he got caught behind. I just love every photo that pops up with Harry Dean, with his dad, Peter Dean, who is like one of my 95 Carlton Blues heroes, like playing off a halfback. And just
so you wouldn't have seen it. Watching the game on Fox on Thursday night, and every time they crossed to Peter, he had this snarl on his face as if to say, "Get that effing camera off me." And I actually got scared watching it on TV. But his son plays exactly the way he used to play.
He
just
awesome.
gives 0 Fs whatsoever. He doesn't look like he is worried about anything out there. Just he's like, oh, whoops, stuff that up, go back. He's going to be an absolute like club legend, just like his old man.
For the Carlton fans, it's awesome that you get to see him and Jacob Wiedering play next. Like he just gets to learn from Jacob Wiedering for like a bunch of years. It's awesome. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Definitely positive.
And then like Tom Blamires, sorry.
Blamires. That's a pretty cool story, isn't it?
He was unreal. Like and what was the West Coast Eagles guy as well? Just like out of nowhere, just cool, boom. Like they sign him up and off he goes. Tom Blamires just crushed it, and
wasn't even on their list a month ago.
Literally a month ago,
out of control.
He and the West Coast guy, was it Milan? What's his name? And you're like, this
I'm just looking it up, but I can't remember.
They're both absolutely absurd as to how good they were in that round one. So I think like Tommy, for the North, like for the Roos as well, especially, like they sort of just need that undercurrent of just grunt dudes, and he's exactly what they sort of needed. Milan Murdoch for the Eagles.
That's the one. 22 touches, 2 goals.
Absolutely absurd against the Suns. So, yeah, I'll give them both, along with Harry Dean, better than Bootsma. What do you got, Jess?
I'm going to go with one of the young fellas from your adopted team, the Gold Coast Suns, Alex Davies.
Ooh.
So he had a pretty good game. He had 25 touches. He had 4 tackles and a goal. But he played a big part in the sort of defensive push in that midfield, sort of driving the ball forward. And I think he plays a really important role through that sort of midfield from defence push down into the forward line. So he always seems to be there and thereabouts. And I just thought his game, from what I saw of it, I didn't watch the whole game, but from what I saw of it and what I've read in the articles, I think he had a really good start to the season so far. So
the other one that spot is Joel Jeffries. He's the other one that sort of could pop up here too. Same sort of vibe as well, right? For the Suns, where just getting
28 touches for him as well.
Plenty of the pill, causing all sorts of havoc. Whereas like the Ullins, your man, I think Zeke had an absolute like just rubbishy kind of game as well. But
Bodie had 24, so he was okay.
Zeke not as good, right? So what did Zeke end up on?
Let's
5 touches. Yeesh.
Yeah. So after a really good start, he sort of dropped off a bit, didn't he?
But yeah, Joel Jeffries crushing it from the NT. Yep. All right. Got some yeah-nahs for you here, Jez, real quick. These literally have to just be yeah or nahs. So, 2 rucks. What do you reckon? Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Hawks did an absolute number on you guys with 2 rucks.
Oh, duh. I mean,
ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding. There it is. I think if you've got this sort of, what was that? Meek and Reeves, right? Just running rings.
I think Reeves played the bulk of the time in there.
Yeah, and if you've got like something like, it feels like these ruck rules have really benefited Tinglish, who can sort of, I'm just like a bit tall, I'm a bit slight, I guess, but I can probably still tap it down to my dudes. Grundy wasn't as good this week, but still is very good. Cherry was fine, like crushed in Supercoach scoring at least as well. Like, I don't know. Max Gorm was awesome, but I don't know. The 2 rucks thing, it's just something to keep in mind. I'm like, we've got Pitto and not much else. Anyway, scoring, it's up. 20 points a game higher. Is that a good thing, Jez? Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
All right, good. Yeah, all right.
Be silly if you said nah. Yeah. Like, well, what do you want? What do you actually want?
Especially early. Like, I don't need defensive grind out games early in the season. I'm just like, entertain me. I'm excited to see footy pinging back and forth, just getting into the groove, hanging out. It's still warm out. We can have defensive slogs in the middle of winter. It's going to be fine. It's all good. For now, shootouts, laughing. Lions, 0-2, worried. Yeah, nah.
Not yet.
All right.
Nah.
All right. Yeah, I'm not worried either. Saints, 0-2, worried. Yeah, nah.
Yeah. But I don't think they are. That's the problem.
Maybe they should be a little bit more worried.
I think they're thinking about other things like what colour the sky is.
Playing opening round and then playing a team that didn't play opening round. Is that an advantage if you're Justin Longmore? Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? I think Freo come over and they're just like, oh, yeah, footy. This is like our first game. And Geelong is like, we played last week. We've got a couple of, extra quarters in our legs, and they ran over the top of them. So
and a free look at what they need to tweak real quick. So, yep, I tend to agree.
It is almost like, as we're about to hit on, our man Paul Arnie sends in.
Hey, Paul.
Does the president of common sense get a run here? Because I can see a role with fixing opening round and possibly playing everyone twice. I love this idea about how, like, playing every team twice, like, the sheer, like, weight on the schedule is just going to suck, right? And I think we're at 24 games now. You can't really extend it too much. The opening round thing, though, like, what are we doing? I think Justin Longmuir putting this out and going, dude, they can sort of watch us and scout us, play a proper game, and then we have to play them, and they've got, like, an extra game worth of game fitness built into them, and we're sort of just like, hello, we're in Geelong. It is.
And then if they miss out on the finals by one game or even percentage, like it has literally come down to the Dogs won 14 games last year and missed the finals, and it was based on percentage.
Yep. So I think the president of common sense, the vice president of common sense, would just basically be like, who is the opening round for? Like, are you making a like, because gather round is fantastic for the simple idea of like Adelaide, bang on, it's all in the one spot. It's awesome. You can see the built-in infrastructure around it, how it works. Yep. Opening round still feels like a slap together. Hey guys, you like footy, right? Everyone going, I guess. And like everybody else just going, sir, we like footy more than those guys. Can we have footy? Which just seems weird that you're like excluding. I know that you're trying to grow the game, always grow the game. But you're excluding SA and WA out of like opening round, basically. You're like, this is just dumb. What are we doing here? So opening round should just be round one and just shut up. Like it's just
I'll flag it. I'm gonna come up with an opening round plan in the next week or two. I'll put it together and I'll put it to you on the show. I've got some ideas. I've just got to write them down. I'm not very good at that.
I like this. The Footy Unfilterated Brains Trust is on it.
I'll get on it and I'll have it sorted for you by, what are we at round? We're coming up to round 2. I'll have it sorted for you by Anzac Day.
So you sort out opening round by Anzac Day. I'll sort out Andrew Dillon's hair and we'll be good.
I reckon that's a fair exchange right there.
I still don't know
Unfiltrated, getting shit done.
I still don't know how we can have like so many chairmen of the AFL just not know how to get a haircut.
Well, you just go to JB Hi-Fi, you buy a set of clippers for $50 and you give yourself one.
The amount of money I spend on my beard and my hair versus what Andrew Dillon, like Andrew Dillon and Gil McLaughlin before him, they probably spend just as much money as me at wildly fancier, shitter hairdressers.
Pay for that?
And I'm like, I can introduce you to a barber who'll just fix that and you'll look cool.
See, I reckon that the McLaughlins just go home to South Australia every now and again and get their mum to cut their hair.
They absolutely have South
Australia. Do you remember
hair.
like the old bowl on the head and then they just trim around it?
Well, this is the South.
Got that vibe.
With all due respect to everyone who I know and love in South Australia, we all understand that they're at least 15 years behind the rest of the country. Like, it's just part of it.
I'm pretty sure they just got Optus Vision over there.
I love them, but still. Hey, let's do some round 2 picks and previews.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we've not done any picks. We've not written down what we're going to go with this week. I think Jez is still
blind.
Jez is one pick up on me so far. Again, we split the difference this week. I thought I'd taken Sydney, but apparently I chose Brisbane in the end. Go figure. But anyway,
I have to
Jez
check
nailed
the
that
tape
one.
on that one, but
I didn't go back and listen to it, but anyway, I just went by our notes. But anyway, round 2, with Thursday, we have Hawthorn, 15.5-point favourites at home against Sydney. Jez, who do you like in this one? This is an absolute belter of a Thursday night. Like, one of the great underappreciated uniform matchup as well, right? Hawthorn, Sydney. They are diametrically opposed colour palettes, and I'm here for it. So, yeah, you know me, love a good uniform matchup.
Very aesthetically pleasing, as they would say.
Yep.
So 15.5 for Hawthorn. I'm going to take that, and my reason is no Heaney and Goulden.
Yeah.
If one of them played, I would almost take Sydney to cover, but I think that Hawthorn, and as I said, I didn't think they played great, but they played good, and I think we played them into form, as we seem to be very good at. So I think the Hawks are just going to pick up and roll on, and I think the injuries, those two key injuries, might not. And I think it'll be close. I wouldn't be surprised if Sydney cover, but I'm going to take Hawthorn.
Yeah, I'm going to take Sydney to cover. I think especially the quality of the back half this week was awesome, right? Like between Blakey and Tom McCartan and stuff like that, they were awesome. And I feel like that'll help them really against like the Hawks. And then I think it's really weird thinking about this. This is like Hawthorn versus Sydney at the MCG. I want to say 2 years ago. I was there for work stuff in like the fancy restaurant as the Sydney Swans demolisherated Hawthorn. And that was like the absolute nadir of their season before they sort of started turning around in the back half of that year. And then last year, they were like the sexy pick for like the rebuilding Hawks are back and here they go. And they went bang, right? So I've just got this sort of like this matchup built into my brain of like the Swans just killed the Hawks that time. But very different Sydney team now. I think they've got enough though. I think
this is going to be a cracking game.
Should be a really good one. So I'm going to take the Swans to cover. Just give me the plus 15.5. Friday, another absolute ripper. Two of the best teams right now. Adelaide, half-point underdogs at home against the Western Bulldogs, which is just everybody going, I don't know. I don't mind the Dogs in this. I'm going to say, I reckon they could win it. Adelaide, as good as they were this week against the Pies, the Dogs have been just that sort of across the board excellent. So I think I'll take them against the Crom.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Dogs as well. But again, we got two crackers to start, haven't we? This could be the grand final preview.
It's so good. I'm so like the Dogs are playing so well. The Crows were so good on the weekend. I'm like, yes, sign me up again. That's
amazing.
Love it.
Amazing start to round 2 or 3 or opening or third from the front. I don't know.
Round 1.2. I don't know. Saturday, we got the Hardwick Bowl, Richmond versus Gold Coast, down here at the G. Well, I think Gold Coast play 2 games down here, and this is one of them, which is amazing. I might even have to check my maths on that. I don't even know if it's 2 that they play down here, but
I think it is. I think it's 2.
That's awesome. Like,
yeah,
the Tigers are 34.5-point underdogs. That's giving them a lot of credit. I think I'm going to go the Gold Coast Suns. They should have beaten the Eagles by about 400 points.
107 million. Yep. I'm going to go the same. I think that after last week's quarter and a half after halftime, they would not dare put a foot wrong, and I think this could be easily double that.
Yeah. So, weirdly enough, the Suns play back-to-back games at the G. They play this game. They have a bye, and then they play the Melbourne Demons.
They do on Easter Sunday.
Which I had actually thought about going to because I'm, again, unabashed Suns fan here. I was like, oh, can I take the squids? I'm like, wait a minute, we're down the beach over.
Yeah, I'm up
Easter
at Nagambie for Easter, so
every time Easter, it's like, nah, got to be down at the beach.
got to be away. Yeah.
And yeah, nothing else at MCG because when they play the Blues in July, it's at Marvel. And Saints, Marvel at the end of the year. GMHBA, yeah, there is Marvel against North, and that is about it. So
I do want to get to a Gold Coast game in Melbourne.
I want to go to a Gold Coast game again. Like, I'll go to the Marvel game, obviously, against the Blues, but I'll also make sure that I'm like, I want to go to a game at Carrara. Like, that's...
Oh, absolutely.
I've walked past it with the squid when we were there for the NBL Blitz one time. I'm like, that's where the Suns play. Dude, we're going to come to a game. He's like, okay, old man. I'm like,
do I get a hot dog?
It's only half a bag of Skittles and a hot dog. Look out. GWS versus St Kilda. The Giants are 13.5-point favourites against the Saints, which feels about right, actually, when I looked at that. I'm like, the Saints plus 13.5. This is a real weird one. What do you reckon there, Jess?
I'm going to take the Giants. I think they'll bounce back pretty hard, and I'm just not convinced on the Saints. I don't know. They seem to be pinning all their hopes on Naz, and aside from a couple of standout games last year, he's pretty much done what he did all last year.
Yeah,
20-odd touches. He kicked 3 on the weekend. He kicked, I think, 1 or 2 in the first round. That's all he'd ever really done, aside from a handful of games last year. So I don't know. There's something. They're weird.
I'm going to take
weird.
I'm going to take the Saints again with the plus 13.5 because the 2 games that they've lost, they're 0-2. They've lost by less than 2 goals, right? So
yeah, okay.
I'll take again plus 13.5. If they lose, I think it'll still be close again because again, the talent across the board, they're still very good. I think maybe, but at NG, who knows? Weird things happen in NG. We understand that. I'll take the Saints. You've got the Giants. Then we've got Freo hosting Melbourne. This one's like not in Alice or anything. It's just at Optus Stadium. This has got to be. Nice. I jumped on Freo so quickly here. I'm like, I feel like Melbourne got their win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Freo too. I think that the D's could probably run a little bit of that positive energy from this week, and it might last till half time if they're lucky, and then Freo go, oh yeah, we're actually good.
Yeah.
And it might blow out a bit at the end there.
Then we've got on Sunday, no early game because of the buys for the Lions, the Pies, the Cats, and the Blues.
Stupid buys.
We definitely need buys in round 2.
Yeah, no, that's unreal.
Great job, AFL. We've all figured it out.
Good on you.
Port Adelaide, 18.5 favourites at home against the Essendon Bombers. At the Adelaide Oval, Jez, how do you feel about this game?
Scared. This could be the end of our season.
Jeez.
This could be the end of Brad Scott's coaching career.
God.
But it could also give us the worst thing, a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
Because if we cover, which I think we will, I'm going to back us to cover. I've got a slither of faith, hope, whatever you want to call it, left in me. But I think we couldn't possibly be that bad again. And we've got nothing to lose now. If we don't have a crack here, then I honestly think we're cooked. We might as well pack it up. So I'm going to take us to cover. If we win, I may end up doing nude laps down Burwood Highway. So how I do laps up and down a straight road, I don't know, but I'll work it out.
It's a viral video either way. Let's go. Love that.
Yes.
I'm going to take
You'll
Port.
have to bail me out later that night.
I think Port's ball control at home, the speed that the Bombers will probably let them play at, I think they'll probably win this pretty handily. So, because I think the bounce back at home for the Power will just be a little bit too inevitable. So, yeah, it's a bit of a tough one. Tough one for the Bombers, I reckon. Then, the other big one that I felt was a bit strange in terms of the Lions is West Coast hosting North Melbourne, and they're 12.5-point underdogs of the Eagles. 12.5. North were really good this week. You go west, I get it.
Mm.
But I think the Roos are still a lot better than the Eagles. They're a little bit further along. They've got more established players to the point where I've already bet this game. So, I'm taking North minus 12.5 in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I'm all over it. I'll package it up with a nice little multi because I would take the line at plus 30, to be honest. I think that's about where I think North will win by about 6 or 7 goals.
So when I wrote this was yesterday. Yeah, it's still 12.5. So, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I feel okay about that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I've gone 6 out of against the line so far this season. Jez has gone 7, so he's still up 1 on me. You get that on the big jobs. Slevo's Punters Club, so our best bets for this week as well. So last week I had Gold Coast 60 plus. They won by 59. Are you serious, Jez?
I was sitting there going, that little crisp $10 note that I had, and then
I was so angry. I'm sitting there already just shit-faced, having played pub cricket, just like on the couch, just going, what are you doing? Come on, man. I could not believe there was like a shot in front of goal that they missed as well. I'm like, oh, you are killing me. So, 59. Anyway, mine this week is Suva 4 plus against West Coast. I think he dominates. He had 4 this week as well, I think, wasn't it? And I think he does it very easily again next week against the Eagles. I don't know if the markets will be out. Maybe they are. The goals, there you go, 4 plus. Let's see if we can find that. Goal scorer markets. I think by the time you get to the totals, it's at $3 at the moment. So I'll take that.
Pretty good value.
Love that. What do you got, Jez? You had last week Dacos 35 plus, and he had 33. So again, rough as guts.
Missed it by that much. I'm going to go with Ben King. Kick 5 goals plus. Currently paying $2.85. So far he's played 2 games and they've been reasonable wins, and he hasn't really done much, and he's kicked 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And if it goes the way we both think it's going to go, and it's going to be a mauling of the Tigers, I reckon he'll probably kick 6 and barely be cited. So, but I'm going to go with 5 and give myself that leeway. But I reckon that's a good one for this week. Just looking at it underneath there, this is another one that's probably a little, not quite a value, but Christian Petrarca to kick 5 or more, $15.
Would he spend enough time on the ground?
Wow, yeah. The other one is Bailey Humphrey, $13.
Oh, that's a little bit.
And the way their forward line operates, it could quite easily go between any one of them. You could probably throw in your man Jed.
Yep.
Leo Lombard that would be amazing. He could pop up and kick 5 just by crumbing the packs. That'd get you a healthy $81.
Jeez.
So, yeah, I don't think I'm quite that keen, but there's some value there if you're willing to throw a few shekels that you're willing to never see again.
I like it. A lot of I do always enjoy, like, especially early season, the crummier teams, like going pretty hard against them. Like didn't quite work out, obviously, the Suns West Coast this week, but that was because they sort of just gave up the ghost. I think this week, the way that they play the Hardwick Bowl, I'm so all in on whatever the Suns are going to do this week. I feel like they absolutely demolish a Richmond team that put up a really good fight against the Blues, but the Blues suck. The Suns do not. So, yeah, I think they might kill them. So I'll be loading up, I think, on a lot of different Suns things. So,
Yep.
But there you go. That's it. Round 1 wrap done. Round 2 preview done. Footy is back. Jez, you excited?
Yeah. Yep. We'll ignore what happens with Essendon, but I can't wait.
Just our teams.
How many sick games are there coming up? It's going to be so good. Can't wait to get there, watch a few games, have a few beers. Bring it on.
Should be a good weekend. I'll be floating around. We've got a big pub cricket big day night out on the weekend on Sunday. So
sick.
Our full day worth of just drinking and also cricket. So yes.
I like both of those.
It's going to be pretty pretty messy, I guess. But I mean, we start off with Hawthorn and Swans, and then Adelaide Dogs. That's awesome. So
that's
I can't
a
wait.
good pre-weekend footy watch right there.
Hell
So
yeah. All right, but that's it. Oh, wait, that's the wrong song again. He's going to do this one. All right, so there you go. That is Footy Unfilterated. Dunskies for one more week.
Send us some yeah-nahs.
Please.
Thanks, Paul. That was awesome. Get some yeah-nahs in. Send us some questions. Get involved.
Yep, Paul Arnie, you legend. Thank you for those yeah-nahs and the questions. Smash them through. You can follow us on all the socials. Hit us up on the DMs there. Comment on all the YouTube stuff. Go absolutely, off your head. Just
like and share. Get it out there, people.
That's it. So make sure you subscribe across all your podcast apps, all that sort of stuff. Get around the YouTube wherever you can. You can see these two very handsome mugs on your YouTube every week yelling at you about footy. That's just what we do.
Footy!
But that's it. Stay off the rubbish gear. This has been Footy Unfilterated. Catch you next week. I'm your Jesse.
See ya.